Hey guys, are we all excited? I've given you a really long introduction on this one. We're all here, we're all chilling, we're just waiting for Nagasakii. She's just getting all her cam and everything sorted, so I'll be on with you in a minute. So get all your questions in. We've got a lot of questions already, but we'll try and get through them all as quick as we can. Oh guys, it's a double whammy. We've got Beckham on also. So Beckham is going to come in and he's going to be chatting with us all too. So get ready.
Yo, guys. How's it going? How you beautiful people doing today? It's your boy, Dr. Legend. I have Miss Chloe, aka Space Girl.
Hey.
I have our one and only wonderful, the person that makes the magic. She's like the one that kind of keeps us sane, Miss Beckham.
Yes.
Or
That's me.
Miss, I
Hello.
said Miss Beckham. Sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Beckham. And then I have the one and only Nagasaki, who is going to be our guest today. She is a YouTuber. Say hello.
Hello. That is me. That is Nagasaki. I love you guys. What's up?
How's everyone doing today?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah, I can understand that tired as well.
So tired. All of the tiredness. All of the
Welcome
fun.
to the nap podcast where we all say hi and then we leave to take a nap.
We all just go to sleep.
I'm like, all right, bye.
Before
Yo,
we got on here, so
We came,
Ooh.
we left, we slept, we napped.
you know that sounds like an awesome stream idea. Just sleep.
We could all just be like,
There's people on TikTok that do that. They literally just stream, like their whole live stream is just them literally asleep. I'm like, what?
I used to do that, to be honest.
I mean, sometimes people need someone to some people prefer it
Mhm.
when they get to watch someone else sleep. It helps them sleep.
Oh yeah,
Fair?
it makes you feel less alone.
That's true. That's true.
Fair.
Anyway, guys, happy Easter for everybody that celebrates Easter. It is Easter Sunday today, so if
Happy
you are
Egg
celebrating
Day.
Easter, happy Egg Day. Hope you guys had a bunch of fun.
I
If you
did.
went to church, repented your sins.
I had a barbecue. What did you guys do today?
I
didn't
slept
do
until
it.
3 p.m.
Slept until now.
Pretty
Yeah,
much, right?
pretty much.
I'm sorry we woke you up.
No. You didn't wake me up. I just woke up on my own.
Just
So
in
like take
time.
I'd like to take a moment. I see everybody saying hello to me in the chat. Hello guys. I see you. Don't worry. I'm not ignoring you.
She is.
Yes, she is.
She came in the channel and was like, I don't want to talk to them anymore. I'm just going to ignore them. And I was like, that's rude. Can't do that.
Yeah, this isn't my stream, so just like bye bye.
No.
So
you
sassy.
I try to
Wow.
be.
You're succeeding. There's no trying about it. You're doing great. The sassiest guest we've
Oh,
had so
man.
far.
Look, it just makes for good content.
This is true.
True.
Very, very true.
Gotta chase that clout. Gotta chase that clout, you know?
We don't do clout. Homegrown and organic, that says.
Facts. Hashtag facts.
All natural.
Yeah.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a little bit different this time. We've not done it with Beckham like co-hosting with
No.
us.
Yeah.
We might all
It's gonna
just,
be an interesting one.
we might all just talk at the exact same time and nobody will know what's going on.
yeah.
They're like, who?
We should
Wait, what?
we should do that right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Everyone say something. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hi there,
We
how
should
are
just
you
all just
doing?
talk
Just
like
Alright,
at the
so
same
I guess we're
time.
talking at the
Beckham's
same
fine,
time.
Freddie,
The great thing.
rubbish.
Um,
He
talking
I mean,
doesn't
over
know
each
Nagasaki,
other.
why are you not talking?
Causing
You should jump
chaos.
in anytime you
Come
want
on,
to jump in. Feel
Nagasaki,
free to
why are
Jump
you
in
not talking?
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
God.
Nagasaki's like, unprofessional, leave in. This is not what I signed
No.
up for.
I mean, honestly, it kind of is. I
Oh,
just signed
God.
up to sit in a chat or sit in a VC with people and just kind of have fun, talk, do what's up,
Chill out.
whatever.
We
We
try
have
to have fun.
had
We
some
try.
we've had some kind of meh questions that you kind of think, come on guys, do better. But we have had some real kind of
Diamonds in the
topic
rough.
starting questions as well. Some real good, like, get you talking questions.
Mhm.
So yeah, who knows how long we'll be here for? This is
Right?
you for the next
Years.
6 months of your life.
Days, months,
Yeah, right.
weeks.
You are now our
Yes, I
hostage.
see you right there. All right, so how are we gonna do this? We just want to do the questions first.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go through questions. Well, usually the way we do it, we kind of go through the sweet side first, so kind of getting to know you, and then we get into the spicy, where we
delve.
kind of we dive
so-
right in and
So
sweet and
explorative.
spicy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sweet and spicy isn't like Oh, I thought you guys sold candy.
No. We have our own
Should we
cooking show
start?
too.
That's my van after the show.
Oh.
Stage exit.
We also
Wait,
do,
Shh,
we
I've got
also
a
Do you
puppy
have
too.
Wi-Fi? Do you have
I
Wi-Fi?
have a puppy.
Ooh.
Do
Is
you
it
wanna
lost
come-
though?
Do you want to come look in my van at my puppy? Got candy.
Only if you have access to Wi-Fi in the van, and then yeah, I'm down.
I
Play
have a-
Fortnite.
I have a 5G hotspot. Will that work?
Oh hell yeah! About to play some
Fortnite
Fortnite,
and
kids.
puppy. There you
Sweet.
go.
Exactly,
That would be like,
dude.
you know, when you were little. I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but here it was like don't talk to a man in a van that's trying to sell you a puppy, because it was like, you just don't do that if you're a kid on your own.
Very specific.
But now you can get like the gaming vans, don't you? That have got all the consoles in the back. I think that'll be like the new thing that you'll be warning kids of. Like, if somebody tells you they've got an Xbox in their van, do not follow them. Don't go with them.
Or for all
May-
you go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say maybe this is just an American thing because Americans are kind of, how do I put this politely, lazy. Yeah, dumb too. When I was in middle school, there was this giant van. I don't remember exactly why it came, but a giant van that had just a bunch of like different consoles in it, and it showed up. And the thing was, if like you sold a certain amount of cookie dough or something like that, you would be allowed to play the games on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know who owned the thing, but all I can think of the entire time is, what does he do with it when he's not, at a school or something, or even when he is at a school? That's
Go to the
kind of about to say that's a little
Little sus.
a little sus.
He parks outside of kids' parks and he's like, "Hey kids, come play on my console."
Oof.
Oof. It's definitely what.
Or for you computer geeks out there, come up with a van with some graphics cards. As we all know, graphics cards are very easy to get nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And how much
The
of a hot
easiest.
commodity those are.
Yeah.
Freaking 2 months to get a PC build. Come on, man.
Hold up. I
Yeah,
think
that's
I
part
need
of the reason I didn't
to
do a build.
turn you down a little bit, Nagasaki. Sorry.
What's up?
I'm just turning you down a little bit. Is that good? I had a message.
Hello, my loud.
Oh, we've got Lauren here in the chat too.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, she's back.
What's up, Lauren?
She's lurking.
She always
Lauren-
comes back.
Lauren's podcast doesn't have the highest views. I feel like she needs to reattempt. She's third.
Lauren, Fam Lauren RP, part 2. This
With
time
it's
actual
funny.
face reveal.
with a real face reveal, yes.
This time it's just a different
Every-
character.
People stopped watching because they were like, there was no face reveal.
Everybody
You're
in the
not
comments,
happy.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Everybody already know, like everybody on my stream, they already know what I look like. But
Mhm.
I still get people coming in and be like, "Yo, when are you going to do a face reveal?" I'm like, check out some of the other videos. Like, there's literally a thumbnail with my face in it.
Literally every stream is a face reveal.
Not necessarily, because I don't always use my face cam,
No?
but it depends on how I'm feeling. Because some days you just don't feel
Yeah.
pretty, so you're like, ah. But most days it is like, yeah, I'll use my face cam.
I
then
was
some days
saying
my
this the other day
just
to the
doesn't wanna work.
guys. I said I think it's so much harder for a female to get on face cam because you've got to like put something nice on, you've got to do something to your face and your hair. Whereas a guy could literally just jump out of bed, pull on a t-shirt, and be like, "Yeah, I'm ready, let's go."
Why do I gotta put a t-shirt on?
Alright, well, don't. But
You know what? You're right, because being a female, you can't just go on without a t-shirt. But the amount of like, and I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but the amount of like people who just don't care and they're just streaming to stream
Mhm.
on like Twitch, they like their setups can be just as messy as can be, and then they're just sitting there like with no shirt on, just like laying back in their chair, not reading chat or whatever. And it's just like, do you expect to blow up like this, or are you just doing this for fun? Or
yeah,
It's like,
what's
I
your
don't-
end goal?
exactly, that would be well, that's the best thing, is the end goal.
And then you've got the good old hot tub streamers.
Oh boy, maybe that's what I'm missing.
You need to get a hot
Wait.
tub.
Would
Can we get a hot
YouTube
tub?
allow that?
Can we get a hot tub? YouTube hot tub podcast.
That would be good.
I'll do one every time I binge. Those would be fun.
A nice reset.
Just
That's
Doc
fun.
only binge podcast. Doc just in a
Yes.
hot tub on his own,
Yes.
smashed off his face.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's the
that'll
next
be for a
podcast.
different. That'll
Alright,
be
guys.
for a. That'll be for a different tube though, not YouTube. Anyway. Um.
On the hub.
You know,
Continuing.
Speaking of getting smashed, I got pretty drunk last night on stream. We was
I thought you
playing
were going a
Apex
different way
Legends.
with that.
Oh,
Yeah, I was talking about a different Smash.
oh dang.
I was
Oh.
talking about Doc Smash.
Well, I'm still gonna say it anyway. We got drunk last night on stream. It was fun. I know most of the people watching this probably aren't of age, but if you are, I promise you a good drink combination: Jack Daniel's apple
Mhm.
with Coke
Mhm.
or apple juice. Tastes like an apple pie.
I don't like Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels is like, I can't. I don't know if I could do it.
It just
Some people do Crown Apple as well, or Crown Peach is a big one.
Brown apple is really good too.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
It's just the place that I went didn't have any Crown left. They only had the Jack apple.
Gotcha.
we have Fun with the Clicks has said that they can grab the kids paddling pool instead of a hot tub. I think that would work. More flesh on show anyway, wouldn't
That
it?
might
If it was a
work.
paddling pool.
That would work.
Yeah.
Try to
Well,
fit
the
people
thing
in.
is, it depends. You need to have a inflatable like duck float to sit on.
No,
It
I
may
wanna
be
in
way
it.
too big. Well, you're going to be in it.
Yeah, I want to be in the duck float, not on it. Like I want it to be around me.
Surrounded.
I don't know.
Like
I don't
a
know how
ring.
that would work.
You never seen
Oh,
those?
okay. Well,
Like
if
a
it's
like an inner
paddling pool-
tube.
I was about to say if it's a paddling pool, it'll be way too small to do that because then you'll be sitting and it'll just be way above the water.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, we'll
that's
figure
very
it out.
true.
We'll make our own pool.
Should we just buy a house like those YouTubers and TikTokers now?
Dude,
Not
sweet
that
and
house
spicy
coming
house.
soon. Sweet and spicy house coming soon.
I'm still waiting on the YouTube chat to hit, and then I'm gonna be gone. Once I blow up, this is I gotta say for legal reasons this is a joke. But once I blow up, I don't know any of you guys. I am gone. You don't know me. I don't know you. I'm gonna buy a big house. I'm gonna have all sorts of cool things. I'm gonna have a pinball machine. I don't even play pinball, but I'm gonna have one because that's what all the rich people have.
About a foosball table.
You know what? Foosball table too. Why not? We have all the tables.
Have a
I
home
mini golf
theater.
course in my home.
Speaking of home theaters, I
Or
saw
a
on,
bowling alley.
I think it was on TikTok. Somebody had made like the Millennium Falcon into a
Mhm.
home theater,
Yeah.
and it looked really cool. I was like, oh my goodness, I want one.
That's
It was sick.
awesome.
I saw that one as well. It was kind of crazy.
I don't think
A
I've
lot
seen
of
it.
time and effort and energy. I'll
don't
try
think
to
I've
find the
seen it either.
TikTok and I'll send it to you. I probably have it in my liked somewhere.
Oh no, because that's impossible to do. I tried to do that so many times, and then I'm scrolling through my likes, and I'm like, did I see it before or after that one? What?
You're
How
like-
many hours ago did I do it?
I suppose it depends on how much time you spend on TikTok. I mean, I spend a relatively good amount of time on TikTok, but
Yeah, I'm on it 24/7 at the minute with not working. Like
Yeah.
just there. And we do have a request for a repeat of the Jack Daniels recipe, please.
I
Just
put
typed it in
there.
chat.
Oh, you didn't. Sweet. Okay.
Anyway,
Anywho,
all right.
podcast.
Let's get into this. Yeah.
oh,
This is
we're
a
doing a
cool-
podcast.
Still
Oh,
a
jeez.
podcast,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. Cool. Okay.
All
let's do
right.
this.
So let's get into it. Mr. Melon would like to know what inspired you to get into your gaming community.
Get into my gaming community.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of a weird question. Like I'm not necessarily like into my gaming community. I don't really. I guess he means like my YouTube community, perhaps.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah. You can interpret that as you will.
There's like a million different interpretations. All right, so if it's all right with you guys, I got like 3 answers to that then.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Whatever.
All right, so the first one is the thing that really blew me up is the Township Tale community. Now, For those of you who don't know what a Township Tale is, it's a VR game that is created by the Alta team, and it's been around for, I think, 2016. They showed it off at PAX East.
Yep.
And then it became public in 2019. I've been playing it since 2019. So the third public release build, I started playing it. And
It's a long time.
yeah, and I've been playing it ever since. I think I took a break for like a year when COVID started, but then I started playing it once again. And then after that, there was a time where I stopped doing YouTube because I was living in Texas and I just didn't have any time with my old job. I decided to make a bug report for one of the trying to think. One of the bugs in a Township Tale. And most people already know what this bug is. It's been fixed. But you could like duplicate items essentially. And I made just a video on it and I was like, well, that was pretty easy. I liked that. That was fun. So I decided, you know what? Let me start making YouTube videos. And not many people were making a Township Tale videos. So I'd put all of my effort into editing a few videos and recording them. And the first few I uploaded, I knew wasn't going to get a lot of views. They were more supposed to get views over time because they were tutorials of sorts for new players and old players alike. And sure enough, when I first uploaded them, they didn't get a lot of views. But now if you go back and look, I think my most popular is at like 22,000 views, which is one of the ones I knew was going to grow over time. So that's pretty much how I got into the Township Tale community. And then my YouTube community kind of just formed around that. People enjoyed my presence because I'm a pretty wholesome girl. I don't really like doing mean things. I like to put out the vibes I want to receive. So I try my best to just, put out the good vibes. That's why in every stream you'll hear me say, I'm proud of people and that I love them. Even if you're just a total stranger, I still say it because, people don't hear it enough nowadays.
Yeah.
That's very
So
true.
I do my best to make people feel loved and to make them, want to come back to the stream, make them want to watch and stuff like that.
That's sweet.
Nice.
I like that. You could be the only person that's ever said those words to somebody in their life.
Exactly. And that's the sad thing about it. My stream knows this. When I was 14, I came out as trans to my family, and they did not take it too well. I was kicked out.
Yeah.
So from the age 14 to 15, I was basically homeless. And I finally got a place to stay when I was 15. I was working at a Zaxby's, and the manager took pity on me, and she allowed me to rent a place from her. Now, my family has kind of come around to the idea. I'm not really on the best of terms with them, but my dad has allowed me to stay in his trailer. The trailer I'm living in right now is his, and he's letting me stay here rent-free until I find another job. So he's like the best out of all of my family so far.
Yeah.
So, but because of that experience I had, and I knew how like just lonely I felt, I don't want people to feel that. So I try my best to make them feel loved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
an
always a
important
good thing.
isn't it?
It definitely is. I mean, you don't know who comes in, what the backstory is, and what impact you have on anyone's life when you're, especially when you're in the world of providing content for people or just being an entertainer for people, whether it's through YouTube, podcast, movies, comedians. Those
Yeah.
are that whole era of a world. This is why I think people get treated like the way they do when they're like, people become celebrities, right? The word celebrity. Why do you hold this person to a higher standard than any other person? It's because this person has made an impact on your life that is allowing you to hold you to that pedestal, because what different is this person as a man to another man? Well, this person has made an impact to you. and that's the difference, and that's why you hold such a high standard of people. So I do definitely understand that, like the impact you do have on people.
Oh, it's a massive impact, and like you say, I think pride is something that can have a massive effect on people. I know my nephew from such a young age, probably around 4 or 5, whenever he'd do anything, he would always say, he wouldn't be, do you love me or anything like that. It would always be, are you proud of me? And he used to say that all the time, no matter what he did, whether it was bringing you schoolwork or like, when he was being potty trained, things like that, he would always say, are you proud of me? And that's all he ever wanted, was for people to be proud of him. So I think to say to somebody that you're proud of them, it can really make a difference to their day and their life potentially as well.
I have a lot of viewers who come in and they'll just tell me, because a lot of my viewers are younger, they're in school still. So they'll come in and they'll be like, hey, so I had a bad day at school, but I was able to do this. Like, hey, I was able to finish my homework and, I got 100 on that test that you told me to study for, something like that. And every time I'd be like, hey, I'm proud of you for that. Good job. And I've had people say that it makes them want to come back. So I don't think I'm going to be stopping that anytime soon.
Oh, it's important to be your authentic self, isn't it?
Yeah. That's like one of my quote unquote slogans, on my merch, which I don't really sell anymore, but on one of my stickers, it has my little saying, remember, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm so proud of you.
Aww, I want a sticker. Drop the link.
Like, please put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
By the link, it's
So
I don't actually have
This is a great plug for you.
I don't have a store. It's PayPal.
Coming soon.
Yeah, no, coming soon. Trademark.
There you go. Patent pending.
So if
That
any
we
of
can
you
buy
are
it.
wanting one of those very, very wholesome stickers, just, I've already said, we've got it pinned at Nagasaki's channel. Her channel's pinned there at the top, and it's also in the video description. So make sure you're over there and get requesting those stickers, and she'll sort it out for you. But yeah, don't make sure that you are showing love over there on her channel as well. Please, people, if you're not already from there, get those subscriptions in. We've got a lot of people as well who've been asking, kind of in a variety of ways, this question was asked on how did you really start being a gamer, or what got you into gaming in general?
Oh boy. I'm trying to think to my earliest moment of ever playing video games.
It was in that van when Nagasaki was able to make a bunch of cookie dough and sell it, and got into that stranger's van, and ever since that day, gaming.
Oh, my life changed. So for me, also I just sent you guys the sticker if you want to look at it in the group chat. But for me, I think the thing that really made me want to become a gamer, and this is going to be a little sad, but at the same time funny now. When I was younger, I don't remember exactly how old, I was over at my uncle's house, and at the time he was dating this girl who was kind of crazy, and it was my birthday of all days, and she ran over my leg with her car.
Oh,
Now she didn't do it on purpose, but then again she didn't do it on accident either.
Oh.
So the way what had happened was I was trying to get into the car with her because we were supposed to go back to the house to get the cake or something like that. And I opened the door and I had like one leg in the door and she took off. So I was hopping on one leg trying to jump into the car.
Mm-hmm.
And on one of the hops, I missed my foot landing and I swung up under the car and my leg got ran over. Now, my leg's fine. Nothing ever happened. It just hurt. I think if I remember correctly, it only ran over the fat part of your calf.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I remember when we got back to his house, they were arguing and everything, but he put me in front of his Xbox, and it was a modded Xbox. He had a bunch of games on there, and I remember just like him telling me, hey, you can play Halo. Because as a kid, I wasn't allowed to play Halo because guns and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh hell yeah, Halo, let's go. And I think that was the thing that really made me really want to get into gaming, was playing Halo.
Oh, good old Halo.
I never played it, but I read the book.
I've never played
Oh,
it or read the
dude.
book.
The books.
I've
Good
done that.
Halo.
Look, all right. Let's just put it this way. In the books, Master Chief is like the most OP character alive. Like he can do anything. If you put in the books he can fly, I'd believe it. But in the games, he's like so underpowered comparative to the books. And now they have a TV show on it.
What?
And from what it's on Paramount Plus.
Like that, yeah.
But from what I've heard, it's not. It's like the person who created it. They didn't watch any of the They didn't read any of the books. Play any of the games. It's
But
like
it has nothing to do with the actual plot.
and they ended up showing his face. I think in like the second episode.
What?
Yeah, it's something that's been a mystery for for all of the games, and they just showed it in the second episode.
Oh man, I remember turning on the game and you hear that angelic singing. Oh, like it was like, yeah, Halo, let's go. The OG of OG games when it came to multiplayer.
Dude, I remember playing. I was over at my cousin's house. This is again when I was younger. It was back when Halo first came out too. After the whole thing with my uncle, but I was over at his house and he lived out in the woods, like no internet kind of woods, and his friend lived across the street from him, but they had like this huge driveway. So I remember they went and bought the longest Ethernet cord that they could find. And they ran it across the road, down the driveway to each other's house, and they played local what is it called? It's the LAN. They played LAN Halo from their houses together.
Jesus, that must have been a long cable.
It was super long. I'm talking like it had to be well over 200 feet.
Where did they even find that?
Hardware. I believe it was a hardware store, like a Lowe's kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I know Lowe's sells big things like that.
I didn't know they made them that big. That's crazy.
I mean, you can buy 500-foot spools because they use those to like wire houses and things like that as well.
Yeah, and you can especially for the 500 foot ones, you can cut them at like any point and then just crank them with or resplice or crank them with the Ethernet ports.
Yeah,
like
say that's how I got
LED
mine.
tape work.
I have no idea how LED tape works, so I can't.
Yeah, kind of. It depends on the LED lights that you have, but I believe mine are that way.
You can just kind of like cut them anywhere.
Yeah,
and
and then
work.
reattach and.
Do you know what? Yeah. Right, somebody I know cut them into pieces and stuck them in different places in their room, and then was like, "It's not working." I did what it said, and she thought because it said you can cut it anywhere, so she put the plug in the plug socket with nothing attached to it. As though they were like Bluetooth lights.
Bluetooth power. That's
oh boy.
I just had like random patches of like LED tape on the wall. Oh, she's a special girl.
Freaking A. Oh. So, I know you said you play Halo, which obviously was Xbox, right? When it first came out. If you had to pick your favorite console, preferred console, let's just say ever. So, if you could choose any console to play right now, whether it be going back to your Nintendo days, Super Nintendo, N64, Sega, Dreamcast, whatever, what would you choose? PC? What I would say PC is a console. So what would you choose?
Well, what's the hardware? So like if I choose PC, is it like my current PC?
Whatever you want. It could be something.
Whatever you want.
It could be
whatever.
It could be a dream PC build. It could be the PC you have now.
So the thing about this is I obviously choose PC because you can emulate just about any old game on a PC. But to make this a little more interesting, I'm gonna cut the PC out of the equation. If I could go back to any console like right now and play any console, it would definitely have to be a GameCube. So I had a GameCube growing up, and that's what I spent most of my time playing. I still remember we didn't have a memory card, So we would stay up like on school nights all night playing
To finish the
Resident Evil.
game.
Yeah, we play Resident Evil 4. And in case you guys don't know, Resident Evil 4 is 2 discs. So you had to have a memory card to save. If you didn't save and you went to put in the second disc, you couldn't play because it didn't have no memory of the
memory of
first
the-
disc.
Yeah.
So we stayed up, I think, like 3 nights in a row playing Resident Evil 4 just to get to that point. And then we were so upset. So what we ended up doing is we begged our, like we left the GameCube on after we got back to that point. So it was like another 2 days because we knew what to do at this point. So it was like another 2 days and we got back to the point where we had to put the second disc in. And we begged my stepmom the entire time, like, please, can we get a memory card? We want to play this. We need one. And them being parents, they didn't understand why we needed it. They thought we could just play the game. So eventually we convinced her to go and get us one. And we was finally able to beat the game. And we stayed up. Like, I think we missed school like 2 days in a row just playing Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube.
That's a long time.
Oh yeah, but my favorite game on the GameCube, and this is kind of controversial because it's not the most popular one on there, but The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I don't know why, but that is like my favorite GameCube game. That and Twilight Princess, both of those are really good.
Like a comforting game for you.
Yeah, it's very comforting. I like to load up the Dolphin emulator on my computer, and I'll play it every now and again.
That's cool. What's this?
Interesting.
Fun with the Click is saying that their gaming days start back to the wooden effect Atari console.
Oof. Yes. Atari.
Clicks, aren't you like, no offense, but aren't you like 16? Jeez.
Called out.
Got the his
Got the
parents were really
Atari
old school.
remake.
They were
The Atari
analog.
remake?
No, look, my
Atari came out in what, 84, 85, I believe.
I'm not like saying anything bad about it because I did play the Atari as well. It just was one of my very first gaming consoles.
I have no idea.
I'm old. I was there for the older gaming consoles when they were brand new.
You know, I got another story for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm allowed. I don't want to take up all of our time just talking. So, this is kind of a funnier story. It's not sad. I remember I was grounded from video games because I had like bad grades or something. But my school, for whatever reason, was hosting a Guitar Hero tournament. And if you won like a $50 GameStop card or gift card. And I still don't remember why they were doing it, but they were. So I used that as an excuse to be able to play Guitar Hero at my house. I'm like, Mom, look, there. I do too. I never could play any of the hard, like the expert songs on guitar, but I could always play them on controller. And the thing was, like, they said you could play on guitar or controller. It wasn't one or the other. You could play, or it was one or the other. It wasn't like you have to play on one.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, and this still irks me today. I was just wiping the floor with everybody. Like we was doing expert, and nobody could compare to me on the controller. And then his name was Camden. He was on the guitar, and he was playing everybody on guitar, and he was wiping the floor with everybody on guitar. And then it comes down to me versus him because, you know, we're the last two who have been knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher said, all right, so the way we're going to do this is you're both going to use guitar. I'm like, but I signed up for controller. I don't know how to use the guitar. And they didn't want to hear it. They didn't care. They handed me the guitar. They put us up together. I lost within the first, like, few seconds of the song because I couldn't hit any of the notes.
Damn. That was the downfall of Guitar Hero champion Nagasaki. Was no more.
Could have had a brand deal. Could have been
I
a
know,
Guitar Hero streamer.
I know,
Not
dude.
at all.
Like, record stop or record scratch. That's me. I'm sure you're wondering how I got there.
That's crazy.
Lex is saying to add another 30 years to that.
Damn,
30
really,
years
Clay?
46.
46.
I don't
apparently.
Are you 46, Click? Damn. I thought you were younger.
Well, I'm you 16. No, I'm old enough to be your father, actually.
My father is like, he's old. I don't know how old he is though. He was born in '66, so whatever that means, however old that is.
66. So that'd be
22 take away 66.
22. So
Let me get my calculator out.
56 years
I'm like-
old.
Yeah, sounds alright.
Oh, you got a request for a Guitar Hero stream today, Naga.
Oh, look at
I
that.
don't. I have to download the I have to buy it, and I don't have money to buy it. So
So
You
if you all go
know.
over to Nagasaki's channel now and
Donate to her.
donate a shit ton of money, you can have a Guitar Hero stream, okay?
exactly, you have to donate a shit ton of money.
That's the quantitative amount, that is. Shit ton. You need to type that in when transferring it. Shit ton. That means every
Your bank is
penny
gonna
you own.
call, tell them everything. Tell them put it all in there.
What
So hold
is
on.
your favourite game that you've ever played, or your favourite one to make content with?
My favorite game to make content with. I mean, Minecraft is pretty universal. So like that's probably one of my favorite because I can do just about anything in it.
Mhm.
But like one of my favorite games of all time to play. That's kind of a hard one because there's so many good ones.
So here, we'll
But-
make it easier. Top 5.
All right, top 5. So definitely Wind Waker is like the first one.
Mhm.
The first 3 are Legend of Zelda titles. So it's Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Ocarina of Time. Those 3 are like the staples of my childhood that I played growing up. Probably Skyrim because I remember not when we didn't have internet, I would just play Skyrim on the Xbox 360 all the time. So that would be 4th, and then kind of want to go for a newer title, for my 5th one because like all these are old titles. So I'm gonna go with probably Township Tale. Because it's super fun to play. Now, I haven't played it in a while because I'm waiting on the PC to get an update.
Mhm.
They've been working on a update for it for a while, so we're just waiting on that to release. But those are probably going to have to be my, top 5 of all time.
Fair enough.
Is there a reason behind those, or is it just, is it the imagery, is it the story? What kind of draws you to them?
So for like I said earlier, for the Legend of Zelda games, they're kind of comfort games.
Mhm.
Like I played them a lot growing up, and it was just something that it was a simpler time. I could do just about anything back then and not get in too much trouble, and it was just easier. And then same with like Ocarina of Time. I remember playing that on the Nintendo 64 and just beating it so many times. And then for Township Tale, that was a game that kind of jump started my YouTube career. I'm still not famous by any means, and I'm not really making enough money to live off of. But I feel like I'm in a place right now where all it takes is, or with my content, however, all it takes is for one video to do super well, and then for people to want to check out my older content, for them to realize, hey, this is pretty cool, and for them to want to go back and just like watch all my videos.
Yeah.
Because I do put a lot of effort and time into editing my videos, and I feel like right now, like obviously I can get better, but I feel like right now they're at a place where, they're pretty well done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Clicks, just to comment on what you're saying, as soon as there's an update for PC Township Tale, yeah, I'm gonna make a video on it. You can already guarantee that.
Sweet. And then, how did you come up with the name Nagasaki? What made you choose that name? Is it a character
So-
from a game or?
Fun fact: Nagasaki, but with one I, is my middle name.
Huh.
I'm not Japanese at all.
Interesting.
Disclosure.
No idea why my parents decided that was a good name for me, but it was there. So, actually, I probably shouldn't give my full. I was about to say my full name.
Yeah,
My
that
full
was-
name, my date of
Maybe-
birth,
maybe
my
not on
social
live
security,
stream.
No, probably not on live stream.
my
So,
address.
oh yeah, you guys sent me a pizza. Here's my address. So,
Social credit card number.
My so for a while before I started like doing YouTube full time, well not full time, but before I really started my YouTube career, my old username used to be Nagato Uzumaki because I was really into Naruto and I really liked the idea that Nagato was an Uzumaki because he had red hair. So just for a little bit, you know, like a year or two, my name was Nagato Uzumaki, and nobody would say the entire name. They would either just say Nagato or Naga. And after a while, I had a little friend group going on. Everybody would just call me Naga because it was just way too long of a mouthful to say.
Yeah.
So I went from Naga, and once I started doing YouTube, at the time I was doing drawing videos because I was really wanting to learn how to draw. You can still find all of those live streams back on my channel. Kind of cringe, not gonna lie. I'm really bad at drawing, but I promise you that I'm better now, okay? But anyway, back then my name was Nagasaki Draws because everybody would call me Naga, and you know, Naga Draws didn't sound good to me. You know, that just didn't sound right.
Yeah.
So I ended up going with, you know, Nagasaki Draws because Nagasaki is my middle name. I'm like, you know, that sounds pretty, you know, poggers or whatever you want to call it. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. That's it. That's what we're doing. And I'm like, that's it, Nagasaki Draws. And then after a while, I stopped uploading drawing videos. And I've done a couple drawing live streams here and there, but for the most part, I've kind of dropped drawing out of my brand. So now I'm just, you know, Nagasaki or Nagasaki VR because Nagasaki was taken on YouTube. So it's Nagasaki VR.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
Not like
Yeah,
me,
Salty's
it's
the
like, I
decider.
just picked something random. It's like a full story there. I like that.
But I say I do my own thumbnails. I edit and do my own thumbnails. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have somebody to edit for me, but it's just not in the budget.
I love your thumbnails. I think they're always very vibrant and kind of stand out. You know, like when you're scrolling through like Discord self-promotion channels.
Well, I'm about to send. I don't know if you have a way of showing this on stream, but I'm about to send my favorite thumbnail that I've ever done. If I still have it, hold
Yeah,
on.
what I'll do, I'll turn it so they're watching the starting soon thing while I get it up, so in case they can't see anything that they shouldn't.
Just give me a moment to actually find out before you do that.
Oh no, I already did it.
Oh no. Look, alright. Well, first of all, this is my starting suit screen. I made this so many years ago.
Oh, I like that.
I made that so many years ago. The only thing is the chat, like when I made it, I was expecting I could like kind of turn chat a little. So you see how the scroll for the chat is like kind of catty corner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't turn like that. So I can only have chat go so far down before it runs off the page.
Oh.
But as of right now, I don't have enough people talking in chat for it to get down that far. So it's like, you know what? That's fine.
So it works for now.
Yeah. Okay, I am in my thumbnails. Find the game. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Be just a second.
That's alright, I'm just going to show me a little sticker as well. And
Oh,
you're
that's
wondering,
cute.
this is the sticker we were talking about earlier. Well, somebody's asked it while you're looking, have you tried the VR painting games recently that have come out, Vermilion and Painting VR?
So the only painting quote unquote game that I've played is the it's one of the 3D ones. I forget what the name of it is though. But it's the one where like you're painting in 3D. What is it called? I know I have it on Steam. I just don't remember what it's called. It's Draw with Jazza did a video on it. I know that. Tilt Brush, that's it. I have Tilt Brush and I've played it for a bit. It's really fun, not gonna lie.
Yeah. This is subtitles are very needed.
Raider said I could edit for free, but I can only do the thumbnail. He said I can only do the subtitles. So yeah, I'll spend 7 hours editing a video and then I'll just send it to you. You get to watch it first and then you just add subtitles to it. Obviously.
For free.
Okay, for free. 100% free.
Sounds like a good deal.
Also, I'm having trouble finding this thumbnail, so like.
That's cool. I've got the Discord back on. We've got Cole in chat who's saying that Halo is a good TV show.
Is it? I haven't watched it yet. I just heard bad things about it.
And then we've got somebody requesting that you tell us about your special outro.
Oh, my outro. It's just like what I do at the end of every stream, like I was saying earlier, or video. It's if you guys haven't heard it yet today, remember, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm so proud of you. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Ooh, I like it.
That's
Congrats.
just
Definitely not like that. Mine's more, I hope you fucking enjoy this fucking video.
oh.
Fucking subscribe
just-
to
Much less
this
wholesome.
idiot.
That's just the character of Gramps, unfortunately, though.
I'm just about to show about I can speak. I know I can. I'm about to just show you guys a bunch of the stuff I've used to edit my videos with. I made a little yeah, I made that for one of my ATT videos. I think it was A Township Tale is Not for Kids Part 2. It's either Part 2 or Part 1. But I put a joke in there where it was like, oh yeah, this is on YouTube, not some other website. And when I said that, I put that up on the screen.
I love
You can't like, I can't, you know,
What
you
is
can't lie. Just look in the group chat. I promise it's fun.
recommended corn. Your outro doc makes me think there's a guy on TikTok and he does kind of reaction videos, and then at the end he's like talking about it really fast, and then in the middle of the sentence he'll just be like, so follow me, you fucking idiots, and that's it, his video ends. But he's so aggressive with it.
He
I
is.
see.
I know.
I mean, it
Talking about-
works.
You know how I mean? He's like, welcome back to another episode of Is This Man Gonna Fuck That Meat, or is he cooking it? And follow me, you fucking idiot. Love it.
Oh. Link in
What's
bio,
that?
guys.
Is this man gonna fuck this meat? Link in bio.
Oh no, that thumbnail. Which thumbnail, Salty? No, it's not the thumbnail. It's the Corn Hub edit that I made. I still really enjoy that. I thought it was super hilarious when I made it. Oh, it was for Township Tales Not for Kids 2, because I can see the first one's there. So
It's
it
gonna be
was
my
for
new
the
thing.
second one.
I'm gonna use the sound for everything now.
Go for it. It's transparent in the middle, so like you can have your face cam right there.
No. I mean that sound that I just played. That's gonna be my new thing.
Oh damn. Yeah, so fucking subscribe, you fucking idiot. But
Link in bio.
Take a turn there.
let's see, Nagasaki. So go ahead.
Sponsored by the one and only. Waiting for that sponsorship deal. Send it
Raid Shadow Legends.
over. No.
You know,
no.
if you want to talk about sponsors, I'm fine with that too.
So I was gonna go through. I need to get sponsorship through the website first. Link in bio.
Well, I have I've had a few people contact me for sponsors, and it's kind of surprising because you know I'm not that big of a YouTuber. So the few things that did contact me, one was for a game called Mage Cosmos, and if you go back on my channel, you can still find the video where I did a video for them. They paid me, I think, $100 to make 3 videos, and we ended up negotiating it down to 2 videos because there just wasn't a lot to do in the game. So I made 2 videos for them. The first one was on TikTok or on YouTube, and the other one was on TikTok. The first video was a review, and I just gave my honest opinion on the game, and it came out to the game has potential, but as it stood, it was just a Rec Room ripoff, and I still stand by that. They have been changing some stuff, but I still don't recommend it because they never paid me, or they paid me the first time, and then they paid me for 3 more videos, and I made all 3 videos. I still have the 3 videos on my computer. I made 3 videos and I sent them to them for approval. They said, "Hey, that is a-okay." They even used one of their promotional material, and then I threatened to sue them if they didn't take it down, and then they took it down because they never paid me. They had no intentions on paying me. So it was at that point it was kind of like, well, that's not very cool of you guys, somebody who has I guess their idea was, oh well, you don't have that many subscribers, so what's the worst that could happen? Or the
That's
worst that can happen is
terrible.
I won't play your game.
Yeah, screw you.
Their game was kind of trash anyway. Like they had some cool ideas, but it just was not ready for the public.
Just
It
say,
was
what
nowhere
was
near
the game
ready.
called again?
Mage Cosmos.
It doesn't sound fantastic.
No, it wasn't. It was kind of boring. It's a Chinese game. They're from China.
Oh, okay.
See. Well,
I think we're
you know what? While
pretty
you're
much-
looking at that,
Mhm.
I think it's time to switch over. I think I'm tired of the
Feeling a bit
sweetness.
spicy.
I think it's time for spicy.
Dig a
I
little
think it's spicy
deeper.
time, guys. Who's ready for some spice?
How many people have you
Me,
fucked?
If I could figure out how to raise my hand on animes, I would raise it. But
Spice time!
are kind of waves.
Spice!
Spice. Oh no, that's shaky.
spice.
Spicy,
Brooke?
spicy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can just do this and
I
move
got
my
prepared
hand.
to move my hands.
Hey.
But yeah.
I can just move my hand like this. It moves in my mouse.
It's
There you go. That
fancy.
works.
Careful what you do with that hand.
It doesn't. This is as far down as it goes, so I can't joke anymore.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
Right.
So what's spicy? What's the spice?
Not
We get
necessarily
into the
spicy,
details.
spicy, just kind of more personal, deeper stuff, you know? More
Alright,
about
obviously-
you.
Go for it.
Yeah, you know, the podcast obviously is here for, you know, gaming and all that's always going to be here. It's connected to all of us. It's
Mhm.
kind of how we all started. It's more to the public awareness side of things, you know. A lot of times it's spicy. It doesn't have to be sexually spicy, but spicy in the sense it's time to dissect Nagasaki. Who is Nagasaki? I mean, I'm a surgeon. I love dissecting. So,
She's not a
dissecting
frog.
people. And never said she's a frog, but
Wait, hold on.
That's,
You
that's
said
an
you said you're a
interesting way to put
surgeon.
it.
Correct.
Is that a joke or are you actually a surgeon?
No, he's actually a
no,
surgeon.
I'm actually a surgeon.
Hey, you single?
So, I love to.
Sweet and
I
spicy
mean-
matchmaking.
Oh,
All right,
I
let's
love
go.
that.
Spicy. So unfortunately,
And a
I don't
bag.
do. I mean, am I single? I'm single, and I will remain single for the rest of my life. I'm a very
Doc's a free spirit.
free
A
spirit.
lone
Yeah.
Living that
Free spirit is
bachelor life.
for better lack of words. Yeah. I'm not monogamous.
Neither am I. Polyamorous.
Hey.
There you go.
Hey, look, you give me that bag. That's all I care about. I mean, what? Shit.
I mean, what?
Who
What?
said
Oh my
that?
God.
That wasn't me. No.
No.
Yeah.
So
This is where we get into the dissection of getting to know you better in a more deeper, personal way.
go for it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much an open book, so
Well, close that
Alright.
book.
Yeah.
I wish I had
Go
my
for it.
books with me because I'd actually close one, but it's in my other room on my shelf.
Everybody just make their own sound effects of a book closing.
Kids are here. If there are kids here, please close your eyes.
Yeah, not your ears, your eyes.
Not your ears, your eyes. This is a podcast.
I can remove my turtleneck. There's nothing underneath, but I could remove it.
Oh, don't do that.
It's literally just
Immediately
just a plain-
demonetized.
It's literally just a plain like blue. Like you can kind of see my shoulder clipping through. I don't know why it's doing that either. I think I loaded up the wrong VRM model, but it's kind of late to change it now, so it's just like whatever.
I was gonna say your character looks like she has nipple rings.
She does. They're
Oh.
sticking through the shirt. I don't know why.
Okay, I didn't know if that was that or if that was just like a glitch or what. Because I saw the shoulder glitch, so I didn't know if that was glitching.
No. So the shoulder glitch is the only thing currently glitching. The blush is supposed to, like, the mouth is obviously supposed to move, and the blush comes on every now and again. It's just, I think I'm using the wrong VRM. What did you walk in on, Sam? Everything.
It's about to go down.
You walked in on spicy time.
Right, come on then. Let's get on with this.
All right, go ahead, start it up.
I think I asked the last one, but okay.
I mean, I can start it up.
Yeah, go on. I like to take things in turns here.
What am
okay.
I supposed to do?
Oh no, we're just gonna kind of go through questions that are a little more spicier to kind of get to know you.
All right, let's do this.
So, What I'm not gonna say helped, but what made you realize that you might what made you realize that you were transsexual and come out as transsexual? Like what was there a
You know,
point in your life, or was it just knowing growing up, or what was that spark that was like, you know what?
this is actually a great question. And for those who was at my stream last night, we actually answered this last night too, surprisingly. So what it was is the very first time I ever started questioning, because growing up, I never really liked any of the male stuff. You know, I didn't like, guns. Didn't like talking about or the Nerf guns. Yeah, Nerf guns. YouTube, not demonetized. I never really liked anything of that sort. So I'd always rather be doing feminine stuff. Whether that be makeup, playing Barbie dolls or painting each other's nails, stuff like that. But the thing that really started kickstarting it with me is when I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it was Christmas. My grandmother on my stepmom's side got a gift for all the girls of the family, and she even wrote on the box. She wrote on the box for for all the girls of the family or something like that.
Mhm.
And I remember she looked at me and she said, "One of these in here is also for you, Ryan." That's my first name, by the way. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. And ever since then, I've always kind of been questioning, like, well, I do like, this more. And then one day, I just, when I was younger, I was kind of confused. At first, I thought I was maybe gay. So I came out to my mom. I'm like, look, mom, I think I'm gay. And she didn't like that very much. So she had her gay friends come over, and they said, like, I remember I was watching American Dad, and they came over and they were talking to me, and they're like, look, you don't want to be gay. It's so hard. And I'm like,
You don't want to be gay.
It's
What?
not a
Yeah.
choice that you make, though.
well,
So wait,
the
Obviously,
Your
life
mom,
is more
so your
difficult.
mom had friends that were gay, but was upset that you were gay.
yes.
Okay.
She did. She was upset that I was gay, but she had friends that were gay, and they came over and they talked to me about it. And they're like, look, you don't want to be gay. Life is so hard. We constantly get looks and this and that." And I just remember thinking, I don't care. Like, why should I care about what other people think? And and then it was just kind of like one of those things. I was like, that's kind of weird. But after a while, I did realize, okay, I wasn't gay because I do like girls. At this point in my life, I believe I'm pansexual because I don't really look at gender, but I am more feminine leaning. I'm not really into the muscular beard and stuff like that. I'm more into the femboy female kind of look.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I ever came out as trans was, I think it was like 2014. I was playing on a Minecraft server called Skycade PvP, and I'm pretty sure it's been shut down. But at the time, there was a few staff members. One was called Taeon, and then another was called No Cookies for Me. Them two were my friends at the time. And I remember coming out, this is the first time I ever like actually announced it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm trans. I'm female. And ever since then, it just felt right. So I've always stuck with it.
Yeah.
Because I've started, growing my hair out longer. The first time I ever dressed up was, I think it was February 2019. I was working in Texas, and I went to a Target, and I bought lipstick, fingernail polish, a turtleneck, and some tights, or what are they called? Leggings. And I put them on, and at the time, this is like the first time my dad ever even saw me like that. I was about to go out, and I was going to go out and party, drink. And whenever I went down, we were staying in a hotel, by the way. I went down the elevator, and as I was getting ready to go out the door, he saw me, and he looked at me. He said, "Look, you just don't look right, bud." And I'm like, "That's not very nice." And he was like laughing about and everything. So
Yeah.
it's crazy, anyhow.
Well, it
But
definitely is.
So instead of going out, the front desk lady, she heard what happened and she said, "Here, just hang out with me." And she showed me how to repaint my fingernails, even though I'm still really bad at it. But she basically showed me what all I needed to do. So that was the first time I ever dressed up as trans, and now I've bought a few dresses, and I've got. I still don't know how to do makeup. Makeup is hard.
It really is. But you've got some really cute dresses though.
Yeah, I do enjoy my dresses. If you see my TikTok, I have one. It's like an overall kind of dress, and I love that. It is. I feel so pretty wearing it.
Yeah. I know you sent me a picture of a couple, and there was like red checkered one you'd got, wasn't there?
Oh yeah. I remember. I got that one too. I got two sizes of that one because one is slightly too small and the other is slightly too big. So it's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much how I came to find out that I was trans.
And how have you found it being a trans content creator? Have you figured have you had to face any prejudice in the gaming community surrounding that?
So, from YouTube personally, no. But from gaming standpoint, yeah. I've had a lot of people, once they find out I'm trans, just 180. Like, they're the nicest person you've ever found or ever talked to. And then they click on my profile. And since my profile banner is a trans flag, it's just a 180. They're like, "Oh, you're trans?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then it's just slurs and anything they can say that will hurt your feelings. It's just a 180 switch, and I have no idea why.
Has that kind of been more in the gaming community as opposed to being a content creator then?
Yeah, as a content creator, I really haven't had too many people. Like, I know there was one who joined my Discord, and for a while they were super cool. Like, they were talking and they would watch my content and everything. And then I don't remember exactly what happened. I think it was back when I had like only 2,000 subscribers. So it was like 5 or 6 months ago. And I remember it was something like I made a post and I was low on money for the month. And I was like, "Hey, it's not needed, but if you guys want to donate, I could use a little extra money this month." And they just flipped the script. They were like, "Well, I'll be honest with you. You're always begging for money and this and that." And then they said, "You're not actually trans. You're just delusional. You have a mental illness." And they just started going on a rant. I'm like, "Dude, chill." So I ended up banning them. And it is just, it's the whole thing. It was just annoying.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sure.
could be it.
I'm sure some of my viewers will still remember that. Like Raider probably still remembers it. Oh, I just dropped my phone.
I mean, it's obviously whenever you do something against the norm, I guess socially normed, people always want to come and hate, and it's like, it's just annoying that
It's super annoying.
that people can't accept you for who you are, let you be who you want to be, So
we have a Google document that we have open, and it has me, Doc, and Beckham on it when we're doing these. So Beckham generally focuses a lot more on kind of behind the scenes, does things like reminds us that we haven't actually told our guest when to be here as well.
Yeah, I dropped the ball on that one today.
And he will go.
You guys
into...
mad at me?
Yeah, he will go into people's servers and do their posts as well. And he'll kind of keep on top of all the questions. So we have a list of all the questions, who posted them. And we've just been typing on there kind of while you was going through a lot of that story, and we was just saying, I did well up a little bit listening to what you were saying and what you've had to go through, and I just said I really hate that people have to go through so much hate just to be themselves. Like when you just said about societal norm, it's yeah, I just hate the world.
I understand. It's super annoying to have to do all that just to be yourself.
Yeah.
So it's even worse being trans, like male to female, because and I'm not saying I know exactly how hard it is being female to male, but my ex was female to male, and he wanted to get started on hormones. It took like one doctor visit for him to get started on hormones. Meanwhile, when I tried to get started on hormones, being male to female, I had to go through a year of therapy. I had to go through like 3 different physicians, or not physicians, gynecologists, to make sure that I actually wanted to be female. And then I had to dress up as female and only dress as female for like 5 months before they would allow me to start on HRT.
That's
Which,
crazy because I am born female. I'm a female. That's how I recognise myself, and I wouldn't say I dress feminine in the slightest. Like today, I've got a t-shirt on that's like 10 sizes too big from the men's range just because it says NASA on it, and I thought it was cool, and a pair of black shorts. Like, I wouldn't say I dress feminine at all, so I would have failed at that point.
well, it's also like, well, how do they know how I'm dressing? It's like, but not only that, it was just so I'd have to wait like a year and a half at like least to get started, and on top of that, the amount of money, because like I tried to do it. Like I went to a therapist and talked to them for like 5 months, and it was like $50 a visit. I didn't have insurance, so I had to,
expensive.
and I had to go every week, mind you. Like every week. Sometimes I could get them to do it every 2 weeks, but mainly it was like every week or every 2 weeks that I'd have to go. So I was super into the red on money, but that's back when I had a good job. I was making a lot of money, but it was doing a job I didn't really like doing.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and props to you for being able to obviously withstand the hate and staying positive and focused and still focusing on yourself, because that's what you need to do. Obviously, it's making sure that you're at peace versus what others think of you. On that note, like what inspired you honestly to kind of be comfortable about talking about this publicly or talking about your change? Was it creating a path for others that might be, especially in this community, like in the gaming community and stuff, there's a lot of hate. Whether you could be, considered part of the norm, and there's hate. There's always going to be hate. This community is full of completely toxic. Like, you know what I mean? No matter what you face, and obviously, like you said, it's harder when you're, to be trans and to face it. What drove you to be like, I'm gonna still talk about this publicly and not be afraid of what others are gonna think or say?
So the main thing being, I wanted my community to be a safe space for people, no matter what their sexual preference was, no matter what their gender was, whether they be non-binary or trans, or they just don't fit anywhere on the spectrum, non-binary or anything like that. So I wanted my channel to be kind of like a safe space where they could come and hang out, and they could feel accepted for who they are. So I've been very vocal about my feelings and my thoughts on things, because part of me just, it's the internet. I don't care what people think of me. There's always going to be people who want to see you fail. You're never going to have everybody on your side. And I'm okay with that. I want to try and make everybody happy, and I want to try and make everybody want to watch me, but I know that it's not possible all the time. It's not something that I can just, snapping my fingers and then boom, everybody, wants to watch me. And I'm okay with that, because it's one of those things where even if I wasn't trans, even if I was just a normal, guy, I'd still have people who are mad at me, or people who wouldn't want to watch me, or people who would hate my content, stuff like that. And being trans just kind of adds another layer on top of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't let people get under your skin, especially if you want to be an entertainer or content creator. Because if you try to be a content creator, and you let the hate get to you, or you let the things get under your skin, then you're never going to go anywhere. You just got to kind of learn to ignore most of it, and then only talk about what you need to when you need to. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It does.
Obviously, as well, we've touched on, well, more than touched on, but you spoke about some of the prejudice you've faced online in the gaming community, and obviously in real life as well. Was it harder to be your true self online or in real life? Where did you kind of either feel more nervous doing it to start with, or which has been the
Well,
most difficult for you?
it's definitely more difficult in real life because a lot of jobs, like in-person jobs, don't really agree, and even if they do, because like I had one manager who was trans themselves,
Mhm.
but we wasn't allowed to dress feminine if we were trans, even if we were, male to female, and so it's definitely harder in real life because on the internet I can be anything I want. I'm a fucking talking wolf right now, a female talking wolf, and I can be anything I want. I don't have to just be me. I could be the talking wolf. I have a bunch of chibis. Um, Hold on, I'll send you one. I have a bunch of chibis that I use whenever I'm talking. For different kind of streams. Like for my drunk stream, if you go to the one I posted yesterday, you'll see these two characters talking. I have a bunch of different stuff that I could be if I wanted to.
Mhm.
So at this point, it's just like easier online. And there's a lot of communities online that you can be a part of that accepts you for you. Like you could be no matter what. If you're because personally I have ADHD, anxiety, depression, and I believe I'm on the autism spectrum, but I do not have a diagnosis for that, so like I can't really say that, but I do believe I am on the spectrum. But I could take that information right there and I could find a community where of people who are, the same as me, have the same diagnosis and will accept me for me. And that's the wonderful thing about being on the internet. Because obviously, you'll find the other groups who are like, "Oh, we hate these people," and even if like you find a group that hates a certain person, you can still find some people in there who are, as long as they are happy, is all I really care about. Even if they're happy being mean, then that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much easier to quote, dress yourself online than it is to dress yourself in your everyday life.
Very.
It's a very different experience, so I completely understand where you're coming from in that aspect.
I suppose at the end of the day, you can always kind of turn a computer off, put your phone down. Whereas you can't, you can't always leave every negative situation in real life, can you? Unfortunately.
You say that, but I remember I walked off of a job site in Texas because the person who was supposed to be like managing us was just being extremely like he must have had a really bad day or something, and I just walked off, took my truck and left. And I called my boss on the way out. And I'm like, "Hey, this ain't gonna work. Either you're gonna have to send somebody else down here, or you're gonna have to get a new like foreman out here because this guy, something ain't right with him. He wrong. And my boss, he was very understanding, and he was like, "All right, well here, I got you." And he contacted the plant, and they had us a new manager by the end of the day. So we was actually able to keep working that day. It was just something crawled up that dude's rear end, and he didn't like it.
Mm.
On that topic, we're talking about society and society as a whole. We could sit here and say the norm, which obviously to others, to each is their own definition of norm, right? Because norm to somebody in the trans community is different from the norm of obviously people that are taught differently, unfortunately. And it's unfortunate that society is that way, but that I guess that comes with society as a being able to have freedom to think on your own, right? Unfortunately, we empower people that possibly should not have that power, because I'm not going to go into details of and put down people, but I think people unfortunately are empowered, which everyone does deserve the empowered to think freely, but there's also the empower. If you're going to think of it that way, you need to let others think freely and choose freely too. So it's a little bit of a hypocrisy in society. So based on society and this self-proclaimed norm, what would you want to see changed? about the society or the society norm.
So, well, I know it's never going to happen because people.
You never say never. You never know. I mean,
Well, there's always going to be a group of people because people stuck in
oh
their
yeah.
ways, and
But
then. Well,
before we go
what
into,
I'm.
I'm just
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. No,
You-
you're good.
Okay. Listen, what I'm saying is, there's always going to be like that group of people who have the olden thoughts, raised a certain way, they're stuck in their ways, but
Right.
maybe in a few hundred years when all that dies out, we'll have a society where we can actually accept each other for one another. But I don't think it's going to be anytime soon because you still have some countries, that just like it's against the law to get married if you're gay, or it's against the law to be trans. And like there's a
Right.
lot of places out there like still today that will witch hunt you and hurt you if you are one of those things. And honestly, if I could like flip a switch and change one thing about the world, as stupid as it sounds, I probably wouldn't switch it because there's a lot of people like, not liking gay people or not liking trans people is something that affects me and like other trans or gay folks alike. There's also, 1,000 different things going on that could affect. And while most people may think, okay, well, flipping that switch would obviously be for the better, not necessarily, because you got to think of the other consequences that it might have. And I'm trying to like phrase this in a way where it doesn't make me seem like the bad guy.
Like the butterfly effect of how it can lead on to other things, do you
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly, like the butterfly effect. Because, like, for example, let's say I flip the switch, and then being gay is more accepted, or like it's accepted everywhere. It could go on to all sorts of different tragedies in the future. There could be like a shortage of what? Hold on, I'm trying to think. A shortage of like straight people, for example. And if that's the case, then you're the. Actually, no, that's not even right. I'm gonna stop my thought there because honestly, I don't
So
see why.
I get what you're
I would
saying.
do
I
that.
get
I know
what
what
you're
you're trying to
saying.
say. Yeah.
You're trying to say, like, obviously, it's one of those things. If you stop sharks from eating fish, it could lead to a increase in iron in water, which leads to increase of or lower supply of water, drinkable water. I get what you're trying to say. And yeah, and I get it. And I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate because that's what I do. I like to play devil's advocate and stuff. I understand what you're saying in terms of the world's changing, and a lot of it. I mean, especially for outside countries. I can't speak for other countries, unfortunately, because I don't live in other countries. But I know a lot of it has to do with religion for some countries.
Mhm.
It's just that's how religion was based.
Mm-hmm.
And some religions are very strict to where they don't accept a change, I guess, so to speak. But I think people individually are evolving, and I'm not saying that there's not going to be a bunch of people, or there's always going to be a group. We talk about slavery.
Yeah,
Slavery was a thing.
still is.
It still is a thing, but it's not as bad as it was
I don't
R.I.P.
back in the
Abraham
day.
Lincoln.
You know what I'm saying? It's not as extreme. Obviously there's preventative measures against it.
Has it
But-
just kind of pushed it more underground though now and made people feel like they can't speak about it and they're treated worse? Not worse, but still treated badly.
No,
but
if people have it in their
secret.
mindset and stuff, that's fine. I mean, people are gonna have that mindset, but it was is it better to keep it in your mind, or is it better to, potentially hang someone from, or end someone's life, essentially. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm not gonna go into gruesome details, but end someone's life. It's like the whole gun talks. It's about the licensing and all that stuff. You talk about society as a whole. Do you stop certain people because of other bad people? There's always going to be the bad people. There's always going to be people that abuse the abilities that they are given. But if you look at what's happening in the world, and like I said, not to go into details with it, but what's happening around the world and how people are reacting and how people are. It's a change. I feel like there is a change. Is it a huge change on a grand scale? No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. I don't think society's at that point, but I do see a change in a sense that people are getting more and more open to actually utilizing a more open-minded approach
Yeah.
versus a strict, this is what we're gonna do, this is how it's gonna be type thing. So I get what you're saying. I mean, I don't obviously there would never be a flip to a switch of I mean, I don't think there'd be a flip of a switch to a society, but who never fucking knows. But I don't know. It's just it's the world is always going to be filled with people that are different, right?
Yeah.
That's just how society works, and you can't. You could try to teach the ones that have that negative thought process, but I think the number. If I were to look at the world and the way the world is now, if I were to say that, hey, what were we 60 years ago and how the thoughts were, compared to what this newer generation is going to be and how the generation is going forward, I will definitely say there's a decrease in the number of people that are more and more open to adapting to change.
One for the group. Do you feel like with some aspects of it, maybe society, as a very small portion of society, has gone, would you say, almost too far? I've seen a lot of people who refer to their babies in gender neutral terms and say that their baby will pick their own gender. Things like that, for instance, kind of again to the group, and to chat, is that something that you guys would agree with, or do you think that kind of that's almost too far?
Well, if I can comment on this first, so I think it's a little too far because nobody is, or at least all of the trans people I know, they're not really advocating for gender neutral terms as in like for when you're born. But I've seen everybody I've seen who does it. Yeah, does it.
Yeah.
They're not trans. Like they're doing it for clout almost, and it's a lot of like the people who you hear about doing it at least are like celebrities. People who want to be accepted by this group of people, so they do this in order to appeal to that audience. And the reason I say that, and this might just be a one-time case, but I remember who was it? One of the celebrity couples came out saying that they were going, or their daughter was going to have gender-neutral terms. And the way they said it is, our daughter is going to be gender neutral until she is old enough to announce her gender. And like they used the female pronouns while describing them. And it was like, well, you're kind of telling two sides of a different coin here. Is it going to be gender neutral, or are you going to use the feminine pronouns like you're doing now? So I think it's a little awkward to raise a child to be gender neutral until they're old enough to know their own gender, whereas instead raise them to be feminine until they're old enough to understand what they want to be, and then whenever they're old enough to understand, just be fully supportive of them at that point.
Yeah.
Because necessarily, nothing has a gender. Like items and like activities, they don't have genders. You can be a girl who wants to play football. You could be a boy who wants to play with Barbie dolls. Just don't bar them from, like if it's a boy, don't bar them from wanting to do makeup. Just let them be them.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't bar people from participating in life experiences. And I do understand, and I also believe that a lot of it is performative, because I do feel like there are very different sides, like one extreme to the next. It's either we're going to go all in here or we're not going to do anything and we're going to take all this away. So it's hard to figure out the middle ground, I guess.
Yeah, because I know a lot of the arguments I've personally heard for it is I'm not going to force a female gender onto my daughter. But in saying that you are deciding that they are going to, you're using gender neutral terms for them, you are deciding, you're still making the decision, which is what a parent has to do, right? So one way or another, you've got to address your child. So you can either, in air quotes here, force the gender they were born, or the opposite gender, or gender neutrality, or whatever the word. I don't know if neutrality is a word or if I've just made that up. But you either way, you're putting that on them and making that decision for them because they're a baby and they don't understand the concept of gender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's reinforcement where reinforcement is due, I guess. Like, let your kid grow up. As soon as they give you something to reinforce, whether it be pronouns, sexuality, any of that, reinforce it where reinforcement is due. Just be supportive of your kids.
Just accept.
Like, it's not that hard. Sorry. I just don't understand.
So, considering that we're talking about, kids and being trans, I would like to bring this up. It's a little political, but not too political. In Texas, there is actually a new law that came out in February, like the end of February. And this makes me want to move out of the US, to be honest. But basically, if your child comes out as trans and you do anything to help them be more gender affirming, so like if it's female to male, if you do anything like buy them a binder or anything that would help them feel more trans or more male, it's actually considered child abuse.
Yep.
In Texas.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's very ridiculous. So if you do anything to try and help them feel more like themselves, you could get in serious trouble for it. And it's illegal to actually talk about the gender identity or sexual orientation in most of the public settings. And if I believe, I'm not sure about this part, but I believe if a child does come out as trans, to like a doctor or something like that, to a therapist, that they would immediately have to report it to the authorities for the parents to either, I believe it was either to get the parents in trouble or to get the kid, quote unquote, help.
The only help that they need is, things like binders, HRT,
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why we should have never gotten Texas as a state.
Should we just pretend it doesn't exist? Should we just erase it?
Part of Mexico. Officially part of Mexico.
Exactly. Backwards.
Just gift it to somebody else.
Let's build that border now, huh? Let's build that wall now. Let's build it right on the border of Texas and right on top.
Yeah.
But we don't need the yeehaw state anymore. We got Alabama for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the biggest state,
Hey,
which is Alaska anyway, so
Exactly.
Texas isn't as big honking as it believes it is.
No. Anyway, to round up kind of the questions, kind of pull us back on topic a little bit. What's one thing that you've hated your whole life and why? Now, this could be anything from, society, prejudice, family, food, game, whatever. What's your big thing that you've hated your whole life, your pet peeve as it was?
People who move into your house, like whether it be a roommate, partner, anything like that, a family member, and move your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
that person, but
I had a roommate, or just like people who disrespect your stuff. So So this is spicy. I'm allowed to talk about like 18 plus things now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a roommate a few months ago. Nasty. She would masturbate on my couch in the living room.
Mhm.
And I've asked her every time she did it, and I'd just be walking out there, go get a drink from the kitchen, and she'd just be sitting there doing it. I'm like, hey, look, please just go to the bathroom and do that. I don't care if you do it, just do it somewhere where I don't have to walk out here and see you doing it. And it's not like one of those double standard things where, oh, if she was good looking, you wouldn't say that. Yes, because I didn't like her like that. Now
it'd be kind of come on. Do you think she was trying to seduce you with it?
Well, I'm honestly at a loss because she would do it on calls with people on Discord. So it's like,
Just
Dude,
for the
that's-
pleasure of it.
I guess she liked the idea of getting caught or whatever. But not only that, but when she would have her period, I don't know if she just didn't use pads or tampons or what, but she would just like she'd stay wherever she was. So like, for example, if she was in the living room, she'd stay on the couch and she wouldn't get up unless she had to use the restroom. And it's nasty, but she bled on the couch and she didn't clean it up. She didn't say anything until after she left, after I kicked her out. And after she moved out and I got all of her stuff cleaned up, I noticed that there was a big spot on my couch where she had bled and she didn't clean. So that was really disgusting. I ended up charging her like an extra $50 to go and rent one of those
Game washers.
yeah, essentially to wash it. It's just so like
People not respecting shared spaces is a really big thing, especially when they're using things that are yours in that shared space, like your couch.
That's
for
what I
example.
mean. Yeah. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. And then something that's kind of a rational pet peeve, but still, is whenever like your coffee table or something, you barely move it and you forget about it, and then you stub your toe on it.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate it. Like, look, I'm gonna come up with a
Don't masturbate
look.
on my couch, and also I hate stubbing my toe.
look. I got a product for this, right? I'm gonna market it to
Product
the masses.
placement.
It's going to be called the pinky stubber, because it's going to be like a metal, like steel toe boots, except it's only going to go around your pinky toe. That way you wear it, in your house.
Steel toe socks.
Exact steel toe socks. I love it. And
You heard it here first, folk.
You're going to
You
wear
can't
steel toe
steal the
socks.
idea.
Patent pending.
Yeah.
Patent pen, yeah.
I just submitted it. Sorry.
No,
It's
you
over.
can't. You guys.
It's over.
didn't
It's over
see
for you
it, everybody
guys.
else, so I
It's
typed
over.
it.
Sorry,
It's
guys.
mine. It's mine. My name's on the
As
patent.
soon as
All right,
as soon
so
as
that-
it hits the shelves.
No, we did
It's-
the socks.
It's
Like,
like
part of us.
that's just like one of my biggest pet peeves is just like not respecting shared spaces and then stubbing your toe. That's really annoying.
Let's go around. I wanna hear everybody's. Beckham, what's yours?
Mine? I mean, also not respecting shared spaces is the reason why I am. But I didn't like my
Well,
college
it works.
major, but I
Okay.
also had a hard time with my roommate situation. Meaning not respecting sharing things, but also having sex with your boyfriend while I'm in the room.
Oof.
Um,
Man, you guys
yeah.
have some weird roommates. Some kinky,
yeah,
huh?
that was.
I would have been like, listen, roommate, I'm installing cameras in the fucking thing, so whatever you choose to do, go ahead. And just letting you know there's a live feed to my link.
No,
You're making me money. Do what you gotta do.
Just major disrespect at that, isn't it? If it's not something you're into.
Yeah, I
Where's
was
the
like,
consent?
no. That's 99% of the reason why I left my school that I was going to at the time.
You should have blamed you.
99%. And then the other like 0.01% was me not liking my major. But it was just one thing after the other and kind of just spiraled. So
Chloe, you gotta.
to put it one way or the other.
That's
It's
my favorite
respecting
sponsor.
shared spaces.
I know. I get those all the time.
NakedHD.xyz. They're gonna sponsor us one day.
They're gonna
They're
sponsor.
I get them as well. Instead of just timing them out, you can actually hide them from the channel if you click the three dots.
Yeah, but I
and-
found when I'm on Elite, if I time out, it's like the bot hasn't realised and is still trying to send the message. Whereas when I hide from channel, another one and another one, like they'll just keep coming in.
I don't know,
don't know if it's
I've
just
been hiding them.
coincidence.
I've been hiding them, and I haven't had any issues with them for a while. But that could just be coincidence as well.
Yeah.
But Beckham, going on off what you said about the having sex in the same room that you're in, not to one up your story or anything, but I have a half brother who is I don't like him at all. I don't like him at all.
I can
I
only
remember-
imagine where this is going.
At the time, we was all living at my mom's house, and there was 11 people living in a 2-bedroom double wide trailer.
Mhm.
So it was pretty cramped. Um, I forget exactly why I went in there, but we was talking about something, and I was sitting on the bed talking to him about it, and I feel the bed start to shake, and I look over, and sure enough, he's over there, fucking his wife while I'm sitting on the edge of the bed. I'm a minor during this, by the way.
No.
And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, what? Huh? He tries to act like he wasn't doing anything. I'm like, dude, no, stop. That's not fucking. That's not cool.
No, that is fucking.
Yeah, that was
Literally
fucking. I'm like, that's not cool.
Oh God.
It's just like It's just like, ugh. I don't know. It's horrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
Kids
I
are
was
a
gonna
lot
say,
smarter and way more receptive to situations than anyone ever will give them credit for.
My great friend Lola, who was here last week, there was actually a time when I held her hand because she was having sex with someone, and she said that it was too big. So I held her hand and I was like, "You can do this." We were
Wow.
very drunk at the time, and it was a very long time ago.
You
we were
got
so
this.
drunk.
You got
I was
this.
like, "You can do it. I know you can."
Rip. Ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm alone in thinking this, but I don't like bigger is not better. It's like bigger is definitely not better. It's average is pretty much the best size when it comes to males.
Depends what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how they're doing it as well.
Yeah, I was about to say it's also like you just said how they're doing it and everything, but it just from what I've noticed, bigger does not necessarily equal better. Is just all I
Yo.
can really say.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
All right, Chloe, your turn.
What
You hate.
thing that I hate?
Yeah,
there's
your
two.
whole life.
There's two things, right? So one
Okay.
is like noises when people are eating. Now I don't just mean the noise of the food in their mouth, but like certain
I know
people,
exactly
my
what
dad
you
being
mean.
one, who don't breathe through their nose great. So they kind of do
Yes!
that. I can't deal with it. Close your fucking mouth and shut up. If you can't eat silently, get out. Just go
You say that's your
sit
dad?
on your own
You
in
say
the
that's
garden.
your dad?
I don't swear at my dad. I didn't used to, I do now, yeah, we swear at each other. No, I would.
Just
I'd be
share
like,
this clip with him.
Dad, shut the fuck up. As if there was children there, I'd be like, close your mouth.
Chloe's dad, if you're watching this, you heard it. She hates your chewing.
Hey,
Stop-
listen, my
stop chewing
dad,
loud.
I decided once that I was going to make a business making handcrafted bespoke paddles, as in sexy spanky paddles, and my dad helped me make them and come up with designs. So, my dad's cool, don't worry. My other one is people not listening to me. You know when you're saying something to somebody and they go, what? And you repeat it and they're looking at you, but you know they're not paying attention and they go, what? And they just keep saying it and you're like, just fucking listen. I can't, it's the repeating myself. Don't like repeating myself. Don't like listening to other people when they've got food in their mouth. That's it. Sorry, got a bit emotional.
I wish subtitles existed in real life.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Can you repeat that?
Fuck you.
Off the podcast, banned.
This went from having on couches to eating with your nose. What the fuck? No, not eating with your nose. Eating with a blocked nose. So you're breathing through your mouth at the same time.
Oh man.
Go on then, Doc.
This
What
is
is
the
it for you?
podcast. It's tough. I think the only thing I hate in life, mine's dark. It's weird. There's reasons behind it, but for me, it's just relationships in general.
How did I get?
That's
I
fair,
should have
though.
known that. Just
Nah, it's just relationships in general. I mean, that's not just like sexual relationships or like partnerships or anything like that. It's just all relationships for me. So for sure.
professional and friendshipy.
Professional? No. I
Friendships?
guess
I'm like,
friendship-
oh.
No, I guess when I say relationship, I guess I should clarify it.
Sorry, we'll end the call now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's more okay. So obviously, it comes to obviously. There's a reason why I don't date and don't have a relationship. Family relationships not a big thing for me. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess family relationships. I guess that would technically be all the same, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend's technically family, essentially, or it's your attempt to start a family.
Mhm.
So, yeah, family relationships, I guess, would be the one thing I hate. Professional, I can deal with. Friendship, I can deal with.
Not that I
Family, I
like
can't.
them.
I hope you
I
can
can
deal
just
with friendship.
deal with it. I can cope.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's weird because even family, it gets weird because there's obviously my friends. There's friends that I have that I treat like family to me, but I'm cool. I like them family. So
Chosen
I guess
family.
blood. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. This song just came on a little bit loud. Just turn it
Talk.
down a
There's
little
millions. There's millions. What?
bit. This is the problem with the
The-
delay in chat, isn't it? That you by the time you've read it, you're like, wait, but in
Yeah.
relation
What?
to what?
I wonder if I signed into the account and I could use the. No, it wouldn't work.
Oh, either way, what are we talking about?
What's your favourite experience in life to date? That's what we're talking about.
Favorite experience? I don't really have a favorite experience, to be honest with you.
No,
Fuck is sweet.
Yeah.
I
I
like,
mean,
I like that.
nothing that I've done has really stood out comparative to the rest of my life. So pretty much just kind of doing what I do best and vibing.
Yeah. That's fair.
What about you, Beckham?
Oh. That's a good one. To date, I would probably say getting the car that I have now. Like that was a very interesting experience and journey. But I was very excited when I actually had the keys in my hand because it's my first actual big purchase was my car.
Like a monumental adult moment.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it in New York. It was originally from New Jersey. But Massachusetts, when I was living in Massachusetts, they don't let you put any temp plates from any other state on the car that you bought if you buy it out of state.
Right.
So I had to drive down to Cape Cod, because it was the only DMV with an appointment, because I was trying to get this all done within a week while also working for my uncle at the time. So I don't know why it's fine. But I had to get the car registered and plated in Massachusetts, and then the day we picked up the car, because I had to drive to New York on my own, get all the paperwork, finalize the payments, everything done, drive home. Next day, drove down to the Cape, and then drove from Cape Cod to like New York City, like the heart of New York, to put plates on my car. So that was a very interesting experience. It was a very long day. Shout out to my dad. You're probably not listening, but maybe you are. I don't know.
I mean, have you not
Shout
shared
out to
this to your
Dad.
whole family?
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you guys played GTA together.
We do play GTA together. We also play
There you
Fortnite
go.
together. That's a new big one.
And
with
it's
my
always at a
small
time
cousin.
that is the most inconvenient for the rest of the group. Whatever group that may be. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life, you could be having any kind of conversation with Beckham, and at some point he will go, gotta go, family GTA. And you're like, fine, bye.
Right.
Thanks for that.
Right.
I'm like, I gotta go play Fortnite with my little cousin and my dad, my mom, and my uncle. It's okay. Bye.
Yeah, just the most random. It doesn't matter when the conversation is. It will always be interrupted with, gotta go, family time. But I love that. I'm here for family time all day, every day.
I found out today that it annoys my aunt that I always run away to go hang out with my parents and my little cousin playing video games, but it's okay.
Awesome. Chloe,
Yeah.
your favorite?
My favourite experience, okay, was when I booked a holiday to
Milo
Mexico.
came into your life?
No, I booked a holiday to Mexico a couple of years back with my ex, And then I was like, I don't be with you, and I feel like you might kill me if we go to Mexico. So, long story. We'll get into abuse in relationships at the podcast. So, I decided to take my mum with me because I'd booked and paid for this very, very expensive holiday. So I took my mum, and it's the first holiday she'd ever been on without my dad, and as a grown up. And we went to Nohok Mall, which is the highest pyramid on the peninsula where we were. And none of us are religious, we're not spiritual, we don't believe in anything else other than the world we're in right now. But there was just something so spiritual about walking through the grounds there. And we went up the pyramid, and it was like 126 steps to the top. My mum's petrified of heights, and it was this real steep thing, and all the way she was going, I can't do it, I can't do it. And like, I don't know, it was just a real like bonding moment for us, that we like, in this stupid ridiculous heat, climbed this giant pyramid all the way to the top. And yeah, it was just a real magical moment. And then we had this like blessing where they like burnt all these different leaves and like blew the smoke on you before we could get in the cenote, because it was this like real spiritual. It was just amazing. That one day I would redo over for the rest of my life. That's my favourite experience.
Interesting.
What about you?
I don't know if I have one. I don't know if I've lived one yet. I guess up till date, if I had to choose one, honestly, I think it's recent, and when I literally just finished my residency.
That's a biggie.
That's
Yeah.
freaking 14 years of my life. I'm old, and that's still almost 40% of my life. 44%, if my math is correct, of my life spent in trying to accomplish a goal and to finally do it. And now it's like, now what? Now what's next? On to the next.
Do you
And
kind
now
of
it's a
have that
podcast.
feeling of like, and now what? Like, didn't it?
All right. It's almost like, going into it, I was always so excited and stuff. Now I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like going to work. I don't feel like doing this. It's like, yeah, I've done it. Now
Completed
what?
it, next challenge, yeah.
Right. I feel like I get a kick out of like just challenging myself and doing stuff. And it's like, once I accomplish it, it's like, now what? Now what am I going to do?
I get that.
Maybe I should, I don't know. Going to space. That's the next challenge, guys. You heard it here. Dr. Legend in space.
I've always kind of been like that in a way. Never, ever, ever. I'm not underestimating the amount of work you have put in to be where you are at all. And I've never, ever dedicated my time and my effort and my energy in the way that you have to be where you are and the hard work you've put in. But in every job I've ever had, I absolutely love it. And I'm like, this is amazing. I'm going to do this forever. And then like a couple of weeks in, once I've learned the job, I'm like, okay, now what? Like, this is fucking boring. It's the challenge and the not knowing what I'm doing or how I'm going to do it.
Right.
And then once I learn it, I'm like, it's too easy. Give me something different. This is boring.
Yeah.
So is
Maybe
it
this is
kind of
why we
that
made a
sort of
podcast.
like, yeah. I do keep saying to Lee, I want to quit my job, and he's like, okay, do it. He's so supportive. I love it. It's like, yeah, if you want to, it's fine. So we'll see. We'll see. If anybody from my job is watching this, it's a joke. Don't fire me, please.
For promotional reasons,
reasons.
this is a joke.
If you
Legal
do,
reasons.
we will use this against you in a court of law, so do not try to attempt to use this information. You do not know who this person is, and don't know if this is actually the same person you're thinking of. So
You
go
don't.
fuck
I'm just
yourself.
a RP character. You don't employ Space Girl.
Yes, this is correct.
It's true.
There you go.
Whew. Thanks, guys. Definitely
All right.
saved my life there. I'm just keep going on the next question then.
Yeah, so let's finish it out with a banger. We're almost at time. It's almost that time. We're at that 2-hour mark. So let's do it with a good one. We'll do another good one that will go around and kind of see where everyone's tonight. It'll kind of go with what you just said. Like what's next.
Mhm.
So let's start with our guest,
So,
Miss Nagasaki. What is one goal you wish to achieve?
oh, well, I don't really have a set goal, to be honest with you. I mean, one thing I'd like to happen, I'd like to be popular and I'd like to be an entertainer. I like making people happy, and I like the idea of having a community of my own of people who support me and I can support them. You know, I know it's going to be a hard road to get there. I know it just doesn't happen overnight, and like for example, Havoc. We all know Havoc here, right? Havoc, good friend Havoc. Anyway, he gave me a shout out. I don't know if you guys know that, but he gave me a shout out when I was at 2K subs. I got 5 subs from him. You know, he has like over 100,000.
Mhm.
So I know that no amount of quote unquote exposure is going to help.
Right.
But so one of my goals is to be able to blow up and not
Do your
in
own
the
thing.
yeah, do my own thing, like blow up and have a community. That's one of my big things, is I want to have a community.
Do you see yourself sticking with YouTube to do that?
Honestly, I've been doing this for the last, like half a year. It's been like 6-7 months. This is probably the longest that I've stuck to doing something and enjoyed it as much as I have. So yeah, I mean, I honestly think I do.
Good. I like that.
Interesting.
I think the community thing's very sweet. It's not just I want to be rich and famous, but that I want to build
Oh
a
no,
community.
fuck that! I do want to be rich and famous.
Yeah, but there's more. But I mean, like, there's more to it. It's not just I want to be rich and famous. Like, that you know how you want to do it, and you want to do it in the area where you can make a community and enjoy doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
It's not like you want to be a sellout. Do you know what I mean? Unless you do, which is fine. It's your life.
I mean,
You
it
do.
depends on the money, how much they are.
Put on a. If you put it that way, no. Beckham.
Well, the
You've gone
next
then.
goal. What?
I thought you'd gone.
Oh.
Okay.
No, I'm still here. I mean, I'll be here. I mean, there's 2 goals. I mean, it depends on if you mean more job goal oriented.
Any goal. Any goal.
Any goal?
In life, whether it's personal, financial, professional, whatever.
I mean, my next goal, other than to reach 100,000 subscribers on this podcast overnight, looking at Ollie in the chat.
That's not your goal, though. That's what's something for you.
For me, would be
Personally.
to buy a house next.
Okay, that's a good goal.
Any particular kind of house? What are you looking for? Not that I'm gonna buy one for you. I'm just nosy.
Well, it's gonna have to be a relatively large home. Probably between probably a 5-bedroom.
Mhm.
In Seattle, of all places, which is ridiculously expensive, but everything with 5 bedrooms is, from what I've seen, over $1 million. So
Oof.
that's a fun one.
That do be pricey.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Fair enough.
Oh. I want to. I forgot what to say then. Sorry, I really unprofessionally also forgot to make a stream ending soon screen, so I was doing that at the same time and then forgot what I was about to say. I would like to. My goal. Okay, yeah, back on track. I want to have a family of my own. I want to, buy a house, have a baby, all that good stuff. But on a more like personal level, I just want to find something that I'm passionate about doing. I've never really had that in a professional manner. I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing in the world. And yeah, I want something that I just need to find something that I love doing. Like, obviously, I'm with Elite, and he is in love with his job. He really loves what he does, and I want that. I want that passion. I want that love for my work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, let me all know, everybody, what should I do with my life? Because I'm having a bit of an identity crisis at the moment, and that's a big part of it. So if you all want to let me know, let's get Chloe out of this rut and find us something to do. Oh, I can hear a dog barking in the garden.
Well, that's not necessarily something we can do. We can tell you. Well, we could tell you what to
Why?
do. but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it. I've had people tell me what I should do. For example, my quote unquote family has been telling me that I should move back to Texas and that I should get the old job that I had making, good money. But what they don't know, or they just don't care, is I was having panic attacks daily down there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was horrible. I did not like being down there at all. But either they don't care or they don't know that, and they're just like, no, you need to go back down there and get that job back, and you need to make that money. It's like, life's not all about making money. It's about what you want to do with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Do what makes you happy. If that's something that's, I mean, obviously you can. My brain pausing. Obviously you can do things that make you happy without the monetary aspect, but doing things that make you happy with the monetary aspect is also very rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty
If
happy
you can
that,
find that place.
I'm not bragging here, and I'm not going to talk about actual figures, but I'm very, very lucky that, Elite's wage covers our cost of living. I'm lucky that he is so supportive with it. So, we have had the conversation where he's kind of like, if you want to quit your job and take a couple of months to figure out what you're doing, then do it. Because at the minute, we don't have a mortgage, we don't have kids. So, kind of now's the time to figure that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Melon, I don't want to work at Lidl or Asda. I like stress. I need pressure. I need to be responsible for shit. Because if it's easy and I'm not responsible for anything, then I just give up and I'm like, boring, don't want to go to work, I'm going to call in sick.
You can have my job. Everything has a deadline.
Yeah, should we just switch lives?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to come look after the cat and the shitty puppy? And
Yeah, cat cam, puppy cam.
Yeah.
The only thing
100%.
is, do I get to cuddle with Elite? That's the deal breaker.
The deciding factor.
Deal breaker is in if it's yes you do, or if it's no you want it. Do you want to cuddle my boyfriend?
Possibly. Look, I'm touch starved. I just want to cuddle something.
Just anybody. No,
Anybody.
you can't touch him, I'm afraid. You can look at him. He's nice to look at.
She doesn't share.
I don't
I'm gonna ask Elite next time I talk to him. Be like, hey yo, Chloe said that
Chloe's
I can
pimping
cuddle.
you out on a
What's up?
podcast. She said that if somebody gets her a good job, they can touch you.
Exactly. Hey, yeah, give me a good job. Or no. You have a good job.
The wording.
You have a good job. You can do whatever you want. I'll lay there like a dead fish if you want me to. I'll do a little flop every now and again.
Oh, I
Wow.
love that.
Oh, fuck.
Damn. What about you, Doc?
Goals. I've got to all my goals that I've wanted to so far. I mean, I think honestly my focus has been YouTube lately.
Mhm.
Focus on making this big. Well, I definitely want to create a community. I want to get out there. I want people to know, the community is going well. Obviously, YouTube's growing quick. My channel grew quicker than I thought it would. We're up to 1,000, I believe. I think we're over 1,000 now.
Mhm.
Actually, almost at
Probably over.
100, over 1,000. In a matter of less than 2 months. So that's freaking amazing. You guys fucking killed it. Love you guys. Thank you for that. And definitely have a stream planned. Just working on getting permissions to do an extreme thing during the stream because I don't want it to be a boring stream. So maybe if I get it approved, we'll kind of see a fun. Actually, I should just talk to Elite about it because I can technically get his perm. But that's a different story. Focus on that. The podcast, I just love the podcast. This is what I love. Every Sunday, just a couple hours of just chilling, talking. Time goes by so quick. We're literally sitting here looking at the sheet and like it's almost 2 hours, guys. We need to get
It's
to
a nice
that
little
point where we're asking go through the sheet and everything like that. So
I don't
a
know about you
therapeutic
guys.
break.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm feeling that maybe as much as I love having our guests on because I do, but it started that it was just a couple of friends chilling, and it was almost like a therapy session, and we'd talk about all the shit in our lives and what we were struggling with, and it was just a general catch up and bitch and a moan. yeah, I feel like maybe we should do, if people want it, obviously. I can't ask community because we don't have that feature yet. But I feel like, I could do a poll though. Let me know, guys. Is that something you would be interested in? Kind of having a more chilled, kind of probably just me, Doc, and Becca, maybe Lauren, because that was how it started originally with Lauren. Just kind of, not obviously we'd answer any questions you asked while live, but kind of more of a chill, just us talking about ourselves really and our lives and
Check-ins.
yeah.
The check-in.
Is
I
that
mean,
something you want to know?
I know for a while people wanted the story time with Doc. That was gonna be a thing. I might bring that in and incorporate that. I remember that started with Cole as the child of
Yeah.
me and Lauren, and then it ended up being the child of you and Elite, and people were going all cliffhanger on. I had to go cliffhanger on it, like find out in the next episode. The
Yeah.
podcast coming soon, and everyone's like, "When's this podcast? When's this podcast? I need to know what happens."
I remember that.
Dragon Ball Z.
So I mean, maybe
We
we'll
could
bring
always do that in the
something
week. We could bring on
every other week. I guess we have a week guest every week, Melon.
yeah.
Every-
I think he's saying is that what you're saying? Like drop it
Oh,
down to
bring
every
in
other
a
week.
guest
Maybe-
every. Are you saying every
Well, you
other
could
week?
do
I guess.
guests every Sunday and every midweek. You could just
In
do a
midweek, we
check.
can do either a chill stream or a chill recording.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We did do a recording. I never spoke to you guys about that, so I started editing it, and then I hate it. And the whole way through, we all sound bored.
Because you guys were all attached.
I know at the end for a fact I sounded bored because I was like, yeah.
I was tired.
It was. We tried.
We're all half
guys.
asleep.
We really tried. We did siblings or dating.
We got to do it again, but this time.
And then Doc automatically knows if you're siblings or if you're dating. So
But literally,
he was
just
like
said we're
40 for 40.
We're just
I'm gonna
like
have to do it for the
siblings,
cloud. I'm just gonna have to
dating,
just be like,
sibling,
I'm just gonna have to
dating.
go. I'm not gonna look and analyze it this time around. I'm just gonna go in and be like, based on the picture. This is what I'm saying. I'm not gonna
No.
analyze anything and just be like, if I take a picture like
fire
the person
answer.
like this, would this be a sibling of mine or would this be someone I'm dating? And that's how I would do it.
Yeah,
I'm
like
pretty
just look
sure
at the. I
we'll
think
get-
that's how it's supposed. Like how what catches people out.
Yeah,
is
but
just look at the
we
position.
started. But then when we
I
started
gotta
talking
go
about it, we
for
were
you
like,
then.
"Oh, facial features and all that." So I started analyzing, and then it became, "Doug, why are you getting them all right?" No, I'm analyzing like you guys wanted to.
Did you say that you needed to leave?
No, I was saying that you know what I would think would be a great idea for you guys?
What's that?
Siblings or dating, Alabama edition.
No, we're not doing
The
that.
answer to that is just yes.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
can't do that.
Siblings
No,
and dating.
further. So you guys know how
there,
like
there may be somebody here watching from Alabama and might get no. We're
you
not doing
know something that might be fun is if you do something like a pro versus you guys or something like that, where it'd be games. So it'd still be like kind of podcasty, but you could do like this person's really good at this game, and they're gonna go against all three of us, or four, however many you have, and be like depending on
who's
and
see
it-
if they can do it.
yeah, see if they can beat you. I think that'd be another something else you could do that might be interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're open to. We'll figure that stuff out. That's behind the scenes stuff. They don't want to hear about this stuff. They want to see it. So, but we do have an exciting person next week. Very exciting person next week.
Oh, am I not exciting enough?
No,
Oh, you
no,
are.
Yes,
you're
you very
exciting.
are. I've loved having you on because some
Yeah,
people,
no,
it's kind
no.
of like Elite, bless him, is was working at the same time, so we're like asking questions, and he was just kind of giving answers, not like we've made them into
Halfway.
conversations and had topics and discussions. It was just like, would you do this? Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's
Is
been
it
a
bad
very
that I'm-
rich podcast.
Yeah, this
Is
has been
it
great.
bad that I've been editing a thumbnail this entire time as well?
No, that's fantastic. I made an ending soon screen. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I made a
You can
picture.
I made a picture.
I've
But-
been making this so I could stream after we're done.
So who's
no.
going to announce who then? Go on, guys. Who wants to announce who's on next week? It's a very anticipated guest, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is very. He's interesting. He's this guy. This gentleman here has, from what it sounds like when you have a conversation with this guy, you would think he's older than me, and then I found out I'm older than him, so that pissed me off.
Can I guess before you
Go ahead.
announce it?
Everyone
Go
can
ahead.
guess.
Richie.
No.
Damn. Okay.
Who did you say?
Frenchie.
No,
Havoc.
he's boring. We don't want him on it.
Havoc does not sound older than I am. He sounds like he's freaking 18 or 17.
No, I just
Havoc sounds
kind of
like
like
he's my age.
assumed that since you guys had Elite, that he'd want to be on because
We
Yeah.
may that may be down the line. We don't want
I didn't say it.
Havoc. You heard it here in
Oh,
Nagasaki.
you
That's
want that.
Havoc is a copycat.
It's
Incorrect.
very, very
I
true.
like Frenchie though. I can't say anything bad about him.
Well, if anybody wants to know, Frenchie is running for president in Redline again, as well as and I have been appointed as their Secretary of Health and Human Services. So I will be on that campaign. So I'm sure you'll see me. You won't see Gramps, unfortunately. It's not going to be Gramps. You're going to see Dr. Gil Gilliam. From
Gramps as the Secretary of Health and
Let me
That
throw
would've
you
been
off a
something
fucking
else.
bridge. Yeah, Gramps is Gramps.
He's
is
like, oh, you're not
criminal
gonna
sheet is
vote for
very
me?
big.
You're dead.
Sorry, I just want to
And-
address this in the comments. Sam, Frenchie's mum is not a person. It's a made-up character in a game, and we are in real life with real people. So no, it's not a made-up character that doesn't exist in a game. That's not the next guess. No, try again. It's a male that you will
It
want
is a
on there.
male. He is in Redline.
Yes.
He is on the PD. He's higher than French as well as Elite on PD.
Do you know what his call sign is?
I do know what. Actually, no, he's not higher than Elite. He's the same. He's a captain as well.
You
When
guys
Charlie
got
O'Three-
the owner.
Charlie 03.
Yeah.
I don't know who that
Charlie
is.
03.
Charlie 03.
All of you diehards out there, you should know who Charlie 03 is.
He also has
Wait.
he has multiple characters. He can do every accent.
He can.
He has a Russian character in Redline as well.
Well, at least
That
our
was known as-
schools are a bloody cut a duty lobby. Sorry.
Did you just turn into a sim?
No, so like there's this thing going around on TikTok. It's like whenever a British or American person starts to argue, the British person just goes, "Well, at least our scores are a bloody Call of Duty lobby."
Wow.
Sorry, I'm not very good at
I
doing
love
French.
Okay,
Wow.
bro. All right, bro.
Bro,
Oi,
you got a
bro.
problem?
Bro.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, bro.
Okay,
Get him on the
so
channel.
come on.
Nobody
next week.
knows who this is. You guys are all fake Redline fans. I'm gonna make sure everyone in Redline.
They're all
knows
going to
this.
memorize the call signs now because they've been
Right.
called out.
The next guest is
Even Melon says, who is it?
drum roll. Oh, I did a drum roll and my little crystal mushroom fell over. Who's pronounced it? Who's saying it?
It is Captain Zal.
Yay!
One
Hey,
and only
yo.
Zal himself, Lord Babushka. I don't know who else you may know him as, but he will be with us next week, talking about his life experience. His life itself is a topic.
Yeah.
He's got military background. He is a very big enthusiast in terms of military life, machinery, cars. Well, not so much cars, but old school. Yep, Big Daddy Zal. Big Daddy Zal will be next
Pickle
week.
man.
I think I put it in chat
Where am I at?
before, like with the delay. I put it in chat as we said it, but then I've just realised that meant that they read it before they heard it. Sorry, guys. Oops.
So
it,
is this-
it will be another NSFW kind of
Oh yeah.
nothing off the table. If you want to ask him about what age he lost his virginity and how he did it, fucking go for it. I mean,
Also,
I can't
we will be
guarantee he'll
doing a
answer,
special
but...
edition. Kind of like what we did with Lauren. We did a little bit of a would you rather. With Zal, this is something I want to do really, really badly. So I'm gonna make sure he
Mhm.
Signs
he
off.
does go to this. But we're gonna be doing a fuck, marry, kill edition with Zal.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's get
That
the
sounds
other
fun.
side of Zal.
So yeah, get the suggestions. Start putting trios of women in the Discord. That
See
is
what
the most
celebra- yeah,
NSFW guy on the earth. Yeah. So not personal people, not people in real life. So I don't want to see like people in the Discord mentioning each other. I just want it to be. We want it to be celebrities
Pair 'em. Pick 3
females,
celebrities, pair 'em.
3 female celebrities, put them in the Discord under the topics and questions, and we'll just fire some of those as well.
Miley Cyrus.
Avoid. I mean, what?
Well, I want to thank you guys for having me on the podcast. This has been fun.
Of course. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nagasaki, for coming on. Make sure you guys check out her link in the description. You have the Discord, the Roundtable. Check the Discord out.
Mhm.
If you're not part of the Roundtable, go join it. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed on there, then you're a loser, obviously, and you need to get better at life. So go do it now.
With this ending, if it's alright with you guys, I'd like to close out with something.
Of
Sure.
course, be our guest.
Yeah, you could.
Remember, everybody, even if I don't know you, you could be a total stranger, but remember, I love you. I appreciate you. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Oh, I love that so much. Thanks, guys. Make sure you come back next week.
Later.
Adios.